What's up, y'all? This is Black Star back again for another episode of Let's Learn KOF from GamingArcade.com. I apologize for the wait, but it's here now, so let's get started. Now, I was playing KOF for the past week or so, trying to learn the game, doing mission mode, doing practice mode, things like that. Doing matches, online matches, offline matches. Played a lot, actually. And been doing some research too online, dreamcastle.com. If you haven't been there, check it out. And I play my matches and I do pretty well. I'm learning most of the combos. It's really hard to get me to actually apply them in the match because like hit stun is kind of short for jump ins and things like that. And it's real quick for lights and stuff. And it's not even into the one frame links and things like that. But in short, that means that you have a very small window of opportunity to capitalize on a combo. So you gotta have it, like compared to other games, you gotta have it like memorized by heart and be able to pop it out real quick, especially if you're in a laggy environment online. So that's like what I'm currently working on now. But one issue I was having when I was playing matches and was against certain people was like I'd play characters like Iori or Vice or Mature or K sometimes, K-Dash, and I do really well in some points, and in the same match against the same people I get blown up like pretty badly, and it's pretty convincing me that they beat me. So, and I just wonder why that is, because how can I go from doing okay to things just changing around so quickly? And it just made me sit and think, and of course it dawned on me I really don't think I know the characters as well as I think I do, as far as like my mains and things like that. Because okay, you play Street Fighter and you pick Ryu, and you already know what he's good at. He has his fireball, so he has like full screen pressure and things like that. Folks gotta jump over and they gotta make decisions on whether to block it or to jump it and risk eating a dragon punch and things like that, right? And of course, he has his dragon punch, which is good for anti-air, so folks can't approach you. First rule of Street Fighter is don't jump on the Shotokan character, of course. So okay, with characters like Ryu, it's easy to figure out what they're good at. So that's why I think I was missing with KOF. I felt like I didn't know what my characters were good at specifically. So I was like, okay, how do I sit? I need to sit down and figure out what especially my characters are good for. So I'm like, how do I do that? So the best thing I came up with, of course, was to go in the training room and test out all their moves. It seems like a natural thing to do. Test it against various different types of environments, character situations, and things like that, and then you'll have a good idea about what your character is good at, what they're not. So, with this episode, Let's Learn KOF, I'm going to show you the specifics about character strengths and weaknesses, and hopefully how you'll be able to find it for your own character. Alright, so here I am on the main menu, going to practice mode. And right now I'm trying to show you what I learned with Iori. That's my main right now, who I consider my main, Claw Iori. Not regular Iori. Everybody knows how to play this dude. He's real easy. I might learn him later though. And what I usually do is I pick the same character for variety testing reasons. And of course, character order doesn't matter. Let's see. Character stage doesn't matter unless it's at that white stage where you can't see anything. Okay, so here I am. Brand new to the game. Don't really know my character that well. I just see these random moves and stuff, and I'm like, how do I use these things? What are they good for? And one thing to do is just test out your normals first. Of course, you want to try and test out everything. You want to see overall what he's good at. Of course, is he good at you know, knocking people out the air with anti-air? Like, is he good with air to air? Like, does he have reach or does he have speed? Does he have mix-ups when approaching folks? You know, does he have a command grab? But you know, those are all kinds of questions, things like that that you can ask yourself while you're trying to figure out how the character works. The first and probably most important question to ask is, how safe is your character's moves? Of course, like I said, you probably want to start off with your normals. That's what you're going to be using the most. And of course, go on to specials and then the supers. But one quick trick I learned from Danny J's videos, like I said in the earlier video, if you haven't, go check out Danny J on his YouTube page. He has the best video ever, the Incomplete Guide to KOF, or the Incomplete Beginner's Guide to KOF. Something like that. I'm getting dyslexic. I'm screwing up the words now, but it's something like that. And he also did another video based more on KOF XIII, and from that video, you know, he had a real good trick about testing how, like real quick, how safe your moves are. And that's to go in the menu and pick one guard jump. Of course, I want to turn the menus on because I like to actually see what I'm doing and how much it's worth. But yeah, you go to start menu, go to guard, and go to one guard jump. That way, you do a move and then guard it, and then you jump. So what's the big deal about that? Well, you try to jump at the same time. So, for example, like that, right? And depending on like when you leave the ground relative to your character, or yeah, the same, your opponent or whatever, that'll tell you how fast you recovered from doing your last move. So if it's a slow move like this, you'll leave the ground much later. So you know that's unsafe. It's deep in the negative. You can probably be punished by normal. So if I do this move in this block, they can probably hit me with like a light, or maybe even a heavy, like light punch, hard punch, or light kick or hard kick. Anyone, he might be able to hit me with any one of my normals because it looks like it's unsafe, right? He's leaving the ground much later. In contrast, if you do just the light punch, which is really safe, it looks like they leave at the same time pretty much. So it might be neutral, which means there's no advantage, no disadvantage at all, which is good because that means it's safe. You do the move, it gets blocked, it means they can't hit you. So that's great. Alright, so that's a quick way to do it. Let's see. Another way of doing it is, of course, setting your opponent on record and see if they actually can hit you. So it takes a little bit more dexterity, but all you gotta do is, of course, map your buttons to have a control and a repeated playback. As you can see on my button config, I have record right here, repeated playback right there, and that's playback. I just never use it because the only difference between playback and repeated playback is this one loops and this one plays it once. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So okay, so you want to record, and you probably want to record them doing like their fastest move. So you hold down or down back, and then you hit record, and while you're hitting record, you mash, in this case for Yori, light kick, down light kick, crouching light kick. And then do it for 10 seconds, or however long you want. You don't even have to do it this long. Just stop, and you record however long that you did it. Okay, so how does this work? You do a move, it gets blocked, and then as soon while they're blocking it, yeah, hit playback or repeat playback, either one, I guess. So for example, you know that's unsafe, kind of getting, or you know at least it's punishable by light kick because I'm getting hit out of it. I'm trying to block, but you can see he can mash it out in time while I'm still in block stun, or recovering from his block stun. So you know, in other words, you know this move is unsafe. That's like I think Akagarasu or something like that. That's fireball back and light punch. So you know that's unsafe at the very least. Now light punch, you see that's safe. I can do it as many times as I want. He can never hit me Why? Because I'm neutral. Or -1 around that area. Either way, there's nothing you can do in time to hit me to punish for doing this move, light punch. You do this thing with hard punch. I should go in order. Light punch, light kick, hard punch, hard kick. But yeah, you know, that's his. You can tell that his normals are pretty much safe overall as far as his standing normals. I did the hard kick one or whatever, tested it out, and I screwed that up because you're supposed to kind of have it connect, but of course, if you don't, it kind of ruins the whole point. But you get the idea, right? So, you know, test out his standing normals. I see his normals are safe as far as his standing normals. I can test out. I'll just test out real quick. I'll do it to get away. Let's see, one guard. Are you jump? Oh, that's another thing. I screwed myself up. Unless you choose R guard, like if they're standing, they don't guard crouching moves, and if they're crouching, they don't guard mid moves. So you can jump, and it'll hit them. If they're crouching, you have them on guard. Like it's like that'll hit. But if it's on all guard, they stand up. So that's the difference between that. That's why he got hit. So if I want to test his crouching moves, same thing. That's a little bit unsafe, possibly. I don't know if it can be punished. We can test that out later. This is his definitely hugely unsafe. Probably punish that maybe with a super.